My paper talks about the India-China relationship, particularly in the context of the Bandung Asia-Africa Conference. And I try to explore what might be the lessons or the legacies of the encounter between India and China at the Bandung Conference for today's India-China relationship. As many of you know, Bandung Conference was really the first international meeting of Asian and African countries after independence, after they got their independence and after the Second World War. It was also the first international conference for communist China without the Soviet Union being present. And it was also the first international multilateral meeting in which India and China were represented together. Given that context, what is also important, what is not known as much is that Bandung might have also marked the beginning of the end of the India-China special relationship, or what is called the Hindi-Chini Vai concept. Now, to make this point, let me first give you a little background to India-China relationship leading up to Bandung. Jawaharlal Nehru, the Prime Minister of India, was perhaps the founder of engaging China policy. A lot of what we hear a lot about today. It was really Nehru's idea to engage rather than contain China. India was the second country after Burma to recognize the communist government in China. And Nehru strongly disagreed with the American view that communism was a monolith, that Soviet Union and China were similar. He believed that China was more of an Asian country than a communist country. Hence, bringing China into the fold of Asian nations would be the best way to deal with China and induce peaceful behavior in China. Nehru also strongly opposed the Southeast Asia Treaty Organization, which was established and promoted by the US and as a way of containing China. In fact, India's opposition had a lot to do with the fact that SEATO never really turned out to be very, very effective as a military alliance. So, with all the support, diplomatic and political support Nehru was giving to China, however, on the specific question of Bandung, there were some differences between India and China. Let me outline a few of those. First of all, the Chinese wanted a permanent regional organization to come out of Bandung. Nehru opposed it because he thought so many countries represented at Bandung didn't have a common interest. There were too many differences among them. The Chinese were a bit suspicious of Nehru's attitude towards colonialism, and they believed that Nehru was too soft on colonialism, and really Nehru was a friend of the West. Nehru, for his part, did not like the Chinese distinction between state-to-state and party-to-party relationship, which he thought was a pretext for Chinese support for communist movements in the region, including inside India. He wanted China to drop that distinction and stop supporting any communist groups or insurgencies in its neighborhood. And finally, the Chinese were kind of wary of Indian dominance at the Bandung Conference. Since India was a high-profile diplomatic player, Chinese were fearful that India will steal the show at Bandung. Now let me stop here for a moment, and I will come back to you with the second part of my presentation in a very short time.